Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. My name is Kari Steele. I'm president of the Board of Commissioners at the Metropolitan Water Reclamation District of Greater Chicago. I would like to introduce my colleagues at this time. We have Vice President McGowan. We have, yes, please give her a round of applause.
Okay.
We have Commissioner Chiquina Perry, Commissioner Ada Corral Sepulveda, and Commissioner Kimberly Neely Dubuclay. We are very pleased today to be joined by our two great senators, Senator Durbin and Senator Duckworth, to thank them again for their tireless efforts on behalf of the Metropolitan Water Reclamation District of Greater Chicago and the 129 municipalities we serve and protect across Cook County. Today, we are thrilled to hear from our senators about the most recent funding they brought back to Illinois and the MWRD to reduce the flooding of homes and contamination of the environment from sanitary sewer overflows in 4 disproportionately impacted communities or municipalities: Stone Park, Harvey, Riverdale, and Dolton. I'd like to acknowledge and thank the mayors for their work and continued partnership in serving their residents. Stone Park Village President Benaminio Mazzula, Harvey Mayor Christopher Clark, Riverdale Mayor Lawrence Jackson, and Dolton Mayor Tiffany Hinyard. The $1.5 million in funds will support Stone Park, Harvey, Riverdale, and Dolton, areas that are challenged by infiltration and inflow into the sanitary systems. Excessive infiltration and inflow into sanitary sewer systems can flood homes, contaminate local waterways, and pose a risk to our public health. In addition, the project will also identify areas where tree canopies can be beneficial. With this, we have a goal of planting at least 100 trees in each community to help reduce the impact of storms. This is important because the presence of trees in a treescape, neighborhood, and community can decrease the amount of stormwater runoff and pollutants into our local waterways. The district is dedicated to addressing flooding, stormwater management, and water quality needs. We see that in our construction of the Thornton Reservoir, in the pursuit of funding to reinvest in Robbins, and here today in the investment of the funding to improve the sewer system and tree canopy for Stone Park, Harvey, Riverdale, and Dolton. Together, we are lifting up our suburban communities by improving their environmental quality of life and building a solid economic base and a promising future for our neighborhoods. This partnership exemplifies how federal funding can be leveraged to provide multiple benefits and combines many of our initiatives in managing stormwater, treating wastewater, and protecting the quality of water in area waterways, while also protecting vulnerable communities deserving our help. Once again, I would like to thank you, Senator Duckworth and Senator Durbin, for all that you do. At this time, yes, please give this project, give the senators and this project a round of applause. We really appreciate it, and we know the southern suburban communities appreciate this as well. So at this time, we would like to hear from the Mayor of Harvey.
Thank you, President Steele. First, my name is Christopher J. Clark. I'm the mayor in the city of Harvey, Illinois. I'd like to, of course, thank the president and the commissioners of MWRD for all of the work that they've put forth to try to make an event like this possible. And of course, to thank my wonderful senators, Senator Duckworth and Senator Durbin, for all of the work they do on the federal level to bring those federal dollars to a city such as the city of Harvey and the other municipalities that are involved as well. I really want to talk about, just for a moment, the impact that this type of investment in a city such as the city of Harvey makes on our community and how it really impacts the residents who are there. From the outside looking in a 30,000-foot view, some people don't really understand the stories of the people of our community and how they're affected. We're talking about something as simple as, you get into the scientific part. You get into the part where the words sometimes go above what the average person understands. But for people in the city of Harvey, even though the word flood actually has 5 letters, it's a 4-letter word. It's the type of word that no one wants to hear, because a flood can have catastrophic impact on your physical health, your mental health, on your financial health. When you're trying to figure out whether you need to replace your washer and dryer because it was flooded out, or better yet, your washer, your dryer, your furnace, your hot water tank, and the furniture in an area that was flooded out, and how you can go about doing that, but you're already financially challenged. Whether you want to decide whether you're going to actually contact the insurance, if you have it and if you have that coverage, and if you're going to contact the insurance and make the claim, or are you going to go ahead and just forego that and wash your clothes in the tub upstairs in the bathroom? What are you going to do? The impact that it has on the health of the people in our community, those who have pre-existing lung conditions, those who have allergies, who now have to worry about things such as mold, the impact that it has on our emergency services when they're trying to get to an area that has been flooded, not only inside the homes but on the streets, and how it really impacts the emergency services to providing that quality of service for the people. These are the things, these are what our president would call those kitchen table issues that we think about every single day. These are the things that really impact us. And when you have people who are working for you that actually consider little old you to do the things that they do and to bring those dollars to make a difference in our community, it is absolutely appreciated, and we are ever so grateful. So I'm just here on behalf of myself and for those mayors that weren't able to be here to just give a heartfelt thanks and appreciation to all of you for what you have done. It is going to, for my city, it is going to make a tremendous change, and people are going to see Harvey continue to get on the rise and take its place in the sun. But I just want everyone that's listening to understand how it really reaches people, how it really impacts them, and what it really means. Because I'm the guy outside of the federal dollars. I can't tell you how all of that works, but what I can tell you is what's happening on the ground. And so once again, thank you so much. We really appreciate you. And of course, if you decide you want to do more, we're more than welcome to receive that as well. But thank you so much. But I think I've said enough. Once again, please give another round of applause for the people who have helped to make this happen. But I also want to, before I pass off the mic, give an appreciation to the team that I have around me, because that team was the one that did the work, that actually put in the application to do the diligence to also make this happen. So I want to make sure that they are not overlooked, because you can lead, but without a good team around you, you're absolutely nothing. So I'm done saying what I have to say, so I'll pass the mic on to my wonderful Senator Tammy Duckworth. Here you go. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, it's good to see everybody here today. I started, can you hear? I started working on water issues when I was in the House of Representatives representing the western suburbs, where we had a lot of flooding, but also because I was working on the issues in Flint, Michigan. And once I went over to the Senate 6 years ago, I've been working on water issues for quite a while now, and I'm so proud that I was able to help co-found the Environmental Justice Caucus, which really looked specifically at equity communities that have been left behind when we've made investments in this nation. And this, when President Biden was elected and Democrats took control of the Senate, I was able to become the chair. I chose to become chair of the Fisheries, Water, and Wildlife Subcommittee, specifically because I wanted to work on sewer issues. And it's really interesting that, I was just saying earlier that I didn't know I was going to become the person who gets this excited about sewer systems, but I am. And so I'm so proud that we were able to fund significantly in the bipartisan infrastructure law, significant dollars towards getting lead out of a drinking water supply, but to also make investments in repairing sewer systems across the country. No one deserves a sewage system so dilapidated that raw sewage seeps into your home every time it rains. Nobody deserves that. And no American should be forced to drink water that's contaminated with dangerous chemicals that could put you and your children at risk. And so this is something I'm really proud to be able to work on. This is a 1-2 punch. I get to be on the chair of the water subcommittee, but we have Dick Durbin, who is on the appropriations committee, and we joined forces to request this congressionally directed spending of the $1.5 million. We put forward quite a few that were different, but this was one of the ones that we said, this is so important that both of us want to send the signal that this needs to be funded. These communities have been left behind for far too long, and we're not going to leave them behind anymore. And so we're pleased that our full request was funded, and we're going to get this work done. And I've already been invited out to Harvey to come watch as the work is getting done, and I can't wait to go. But this is really a joint effort, and also thanks for the Water Reclamation District for preparing, having everything ready to go so that when these funds come through, you can put this stuff out to bid as soon as possible to make the lives of our residents better as soon as possible. I now get to pass this over to Dick Durbin, but before I do, I just want to say how grateful I am to have him as the chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee and the extraordinary work he's done with Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson and her confirmation to the Supreme Court. Without him there, we would not have had such progress, and I've been so proud that he's my senator there on the committee as chair. Dick?
Thanks, Tammy. Let me tell you, I'm lucky to have this partner, Tammy Duckworth. The two of us are working together. We want America to be strong, certainly, but we want to bring tax dollars back home to Illinois. Our taxpayers pay more than their fair share compared to other states. Our job is to make sure it comes home and is spent well, wisely, and is put into projects that make a difference. I want to thank the Metropolitan Water and Reclamation District, Kari Steele, and your commissioners, because you joined with us in a partnership to make sure that communities that might not otherwise win the competition, even in Illinois, to get a helping hand, actually are the winners in this effort. Mayor Christopher Clark here, we had a chance to talk to today. What an amazing story of a man who decided to step up for his hometown and to dedicate a part of his life to making it a better place. He told us the story of these sewage systems and what it means to these poor families, how devastating it is to them physically, mentally, and from a health viewpoint to have to deal with this terrible challenge every day. Do you ever remember a time when your basement was flooded? I do. I can tell you exactly what happened. You'll never forget it. How about if it's flooded 3 or 4 times a year, Mayor? And I bet people in your community are putting up with that. Well, Senator Duckworth has stepped forward and said, don't just bring the tax dollars home, bring them home to communities that otherwise wouldn't have a fighting chance to get them. 4 of those communities are the recipients of our first designated congressional spending in 10 years. We haven't done this for 10 years. So we wanted to make it right, do it the right way. Dolton, Harvey, Riverdale, Stone Park, these are communities that are going to get a helping hand thanks to MWRD and thanks to the leadership of this lady right here. I want to tell you, she is now recognized in Washington as the person to go to. She chairs the subcommittee and she is unrelenting. Just look at her and you know the story. She never gives up. She's a fighter, and she's a fighter who's going to win for Illinois. And for these communities, it's a big, big win. And let me just finally say that we've got more to do. We got an agenda for next year already started. We're starting the process. And we're going to remember not only Illinois, but the communities that need a fighting chance to win for the people that live there, for their future. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, everybody.